Hello YouTube and welcome to Guns and Gear, and this is another video on my favorite handguns reference for 2010. Now I've tried to keep it to 10 guns like Oil the Gun did, but I'm finding it very difficult to do that. At any rate, let's go ahead and get started. First off, we have the Glock 19, and this was the very first compact from Glock. And I bought this a long time ago, not long after it was introduced. This is a 2-pin version, and yeah, I have changed the barrel on it and a couple other things, but it's pretty much basically the way I got it. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about the Glock 19. It is a 9mm, has a 15 round capacity, but quite honestly, there's a gazillion videos out there on Glocks. People much more articulate than myself have showed the features and discussed the pros and cons of these guns. Hey, they are utterly reliable, good accuracy. What more can you say? It's a Glock. Alright, next up is a 40 Smith & Wesson Sig 229, and I've had this gun again for a long time. I bought this when 40 Smith & Wesson was first introduced, and gotta tell you, I really like this gun. I've carried this gun quite a bit, and you may see some wear on the finish, but I've taken this gun to professional courses, handgun courses, and I've shot it quite a bit, and I can honestly say that I've never had a malfunction with this gun. It's been a great little handgun to have. Now it is a little bit thick, and it's not as light as some of the other handguns, but I've had no problem concealed carrying this gun for quite some time. Excellent gun. And another excellent little SIG is the P6, which is the European version of the P225. Okay, I had a 225 years ago, but I let it get away from me. And you really don't see a whole lot of them. So when must have had some police trade-ins, and SIG reworked a lot of these guns and has introduced them to the American market, and it's quite a good deal. They're rather inexpensive. And it's a good handgun. Now, it's a 9mm, and I believe that's the only caliber they ever made, the 225 or P6. Has a single stack magazine with an 8+1 capacity. And, you know, with these additional custom grips that I put on here, very ergonomic, fits well in the hand, and it shoots good. It's a good gun. I really have enjoyed it. You know, the next gun is absolute marvel in the area of ergonomics, and I've done a video on this. This is the HK P30, and the reason why it's a marvel in ergonomics is the fact that you can change the back straps out. It comes with 3, and in addition 3 sets of side panels. So there's really no excuse for this gun not to be the most comfortable gun to hold on to that you own, because there's a variety of configurations until you get what you like. You know, the longer that I had this P30, the more that I really like it. It's in 40 Smith & Wesson. I've only got about 500 rounds through it, but man, every time I take it out and shoot it, I like it a little bit more and a little bit more. It's quickly becoming one of my more favorite handguns, period. Next up is another gun that was advertised for its versatility. Okay, this is the SIG 250, and this is in 9mm the way they introduced it. But you know, the claim to fame for this gun is it has the internal frame is removable, and that's what contains the serial number, and so therefore they sell different size grip frames in different configurations, whether subcompact or compact or full size. Also, there's many different caliber conversions for 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, 357 SIG, and 45 ACP. So it's an extremely versatile gun. I was a little pissed when it first came out because SIG, when you called up their customer service, they would give you, oh yeah, it'll be another month before the conversions come out. Oh yeah, another, maybe in 2 months. Ended up taking over a year. But hey, it is what it is. I think all of the different caliber conversions and size conversions are available now. So this is a gun that they could fit a lot of different needs. Okay. Has kind of a long trigger pull. I'll talk about that for a minute. And once again, this gun is in safety check before the video. And because it has a hammer and this long double action only trigger pull, it's very smooth though. Very easy to shoot. And because of that hammer and design, you have that second strike capability that some people prefer. So the SIG 250 is a pretty good gun. You ought to check it out. Next up is the Car TP40. Now, I've showed this gun in another video also, talking about concealed carry, and that's really where this gun shines. It's rather thin constructed, and the TP obviously is for tactical polymer, and 40 is for the 40 Smith & Wesson. And you know, this is a pretty lightweight gun, and yet you still have a 4-inch 40 Smith & Wesson gun. It shoots like a little bit bigger gun, especially now that I've added this Hogue grip on it to give me a little bit more to better purchase on the gun. The trigger pull again is another kind of a long drawn out trigger pull. It's very staging, but it's not a difficult trigger pull. It may take you a little while to get used to it, especially if you've mostly shot, you know, guns like a Glock or guns like a 1911. Next up is the Smith & Wesson M&P Compact 9. What a great little gun. You know, when I first got it, I really didn't care for the way that it fit in my hand, okay, because the heel of the frame, or the bottom of the frame is kind of right there at the heel of my hand, and that took some getting used to. There's nothing wrong with the design. As a matter of fact, it's probably along the same size, the frame anyway, as a Glock 26 or 27. But with the different back straps that you can put on there, you can really fit this gun to suit you, and it's a good shooting gun. I really like the M&Ps. They have a very similar system of operation, striker fired system, as the Glock or XDs, and they're the new kid on the block, and they're gaining popularity quickly. They're proving to be very durable, very accurate guns, and you know, I do think they're a little bit more ergonomic than the Glocks or the XDs, and I think their popularity will grow even more. Now, another little gun, and this happens to be one of my favorite little guns. This is the Walther PPS, and this is also in 9mm. Now, this is just a heck of a nice gun to carry. It's very thin. For a mode of carry, especially summertime, elastic shorts, t-shirts type of ordeal, this is a lightweight little gun that fits that role perfectly. And also, what has been very surprising for me is this gun shoots amazingly well. I am very impressed with how this gun shoots. So, next up is a Wilson ADP. Now, anybody that knows stuff about 1911s or maybe IDPA shooting and things of that nature, they've heard of Bill Wilson. Bill Wilson has been there since the beginning of combat competition shooting type competitions. Anyway, he was a competitor, and he started tweaking and tuning his 1911s, and he was doing such a good job. The other competitors were soon after asking him to work on their weapons, and you know, he started one heck of a business there. It's been very lucrative for him. It's very successful. And now he's introduced a few years back this ADP, which is a polymer frame little pistol. Has a 3 3/4 inch barrel. It's in 9mm. I think that's the only caliber that he introduced the gun in. And has a little double stack magazine and holds 10 rounds, which is a decent capacity. And because of that double stack magazine, this grip frame fits real good in the hand. I really do like it. This gun is a really accurate little gun. Has an external safety also, I might mention, and it comes with tritium sights. But I really like this little gun, but unfortunately I let my wife shoot it, and she really fell in love with it. She shot it well, and so therefore this is a gun that she carries a lot, most of the time actually. Next up is a small big gun, and the reason I say it's a small big gun is even though this gun kind of looks small in my hand, it's a 380, and for a 380 it's kind of big. Okay, this is a Beretta Model 84, and this is an older version of the gun, and gotta tell you, I really like this gun. When my wife first started carrying it, I bought her a Model 85, which is the single stack version of this gun, and I bought this gun to kind of sort of be a companion gun to that, a gun that she could keep at the house by the bedside. and had the same basic operation as the gun that she was carrying. This does have a double stack magazine, 13+1 capacity, and it's a dandy. I like it. One of the things that I like about this over its bigger brothers is that it has a frame mounted safety, so therefore it operates very similar to a 1911 or Brown & High Power, and I really like that. I really like that. It is a double action semi-automatic pistol, and tell you what, you load a couple magazines up with Glacier safety slugs and you got a potent little weapon here. Next up is a little bitty gun. This little bitty mouse gun, some people call them, I don't know. This is a North American Arms Guardian 380. Okay, and this gun is scratched and dinged up because it's often in my back pocket. This little holster that I bought for it actually breaks up the outline of it and kind of holds it in your pocket so you can grab a hold of it. And man, I'll tell you what, this has been a constant companion for me for quite a while. It has a tritium sight on it. It's 380 if I didn't already mention that. Has a very long stiff trigger pull, and that was done on purpose because it does not have a safety. Now with this little holster rig here, it is kind of difficult to get to shoot well, but with some practice you can do pretty good. And inside of a room or in the roll of a backup gun, this really does fit that bill quite nicely. Okay, I know that's 11 guns, and guess what? I got one more that I want to add. Okay, and that's the gun that I'm carrying currently, and that is another M&P. This is the M&P Compact 45. Another excellent gun. I really like the. It's got a little bit shorter frame. It has an 8-round capacity, 8+1. It's M45. It's got a 4-inch barrel on there, and so far I really like this gun. I've shot it quite a bit, and you know, I'll go ahead and show you now. This is a loaded gun, the only loaded gun that I have out, and this gun likes the DPX, the Corbon DPX 45 ACP load. Of course, right? It's probably the most expensive load out there. At any rate, these are my compacts. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.